let me ask you a question. Do
Yeah.
you see that door knocking will ever take a shift where, I mean, we understand through generations, 80s, 90s, 2000s, we go from
telemarketing to
telemarketing,
yeah.
Exactly, right? To there's always been door knocking, but it's but door knocking always has this negative stigma to it.
Yes.
And as we become more detached from each other and more attached to mobile devices and what have you,
yep.
Humans become more evasive from it. I've got that little doorbell thing, the little Ring doorbell where I can see a picture of this sales turd sitting
right.
in front. You know what I mean?
Right.
Go away. I already have somebody. My fear always, or I guess my hesitation always with sales programs is, if you have a successful sales program, if I'm talking to you and you have a successful sales program, you've been doing this for a long time, or
yeah.
you've been doing it for long enough to be what I consider an expert at it. But then if it's gained a lot of steam, you've also been away from that for a period of time in growing your business. So that check and balance for me, I've met great salespeople and they have great presentations, but their information eventually becomes non-relevant.
Sure.
Or not as relevant as it was when they first said, hey, look, this is some dynamite shit. I need to write this down.
Right.
I need to start showing people this. Right? And I've watched a lot of your videos to understand you share the same mentality.
Yep.
Is it a mentality that I believe in? And I think it is, but always trying to balance, how do we stay relevant in the space when we're not in the space as much anymore?
Absolutely. Okay, so two things. The first thing I want to say is I totally get where you're coming from when you say that, and part of the equation is it's good to have that mindset. You know that things that are around right now are not going to last forever, but that doesn't take away from the fact that it's working right now. So, like, even let's just say, devil's advocate here, God forbid, and I don't even want to say this out loud, but let's say for some strange reason, my training became obsolete in 2 years. That shouldn't prevent you from using, for the next 2 years, absolutely maximizing your results using the system that does work right now. So that's the first thing that I'd like to say. But the second thing is, I'm continuing to add content. Like, I'm constantly talking to salespeople. I've got my finger on the pulse of what's going on now. What are people saying now? What are the new issues? So I'm constantly evolving my content. I'm adding videos. I'm adding things like that and updating it. I think that the thing with door knocking is this, like, it's always been around, but it's like the last thing that anybody wants to do, right? So because of that, people are constantly getting blasted with text messages and emails and mailers even still, which is so ridiculous. I mean, every single time I go to the post office, there's the huge trash can in the corner, and every piece of junk mail, everybody just throws it away, right? So, like, those things don't work, and we're bombarded with that. But how often does somebody actually knock on your door? Almost never.
Yeah, that's right.
So, honestly, I don't think door knocking's gonna go away. So when we say, like, well, okay, but what if people have the little iHome monitor and they look, all right, some people have that, but do you know how many times I've actually seen that? Probably like 4. I don't even think I've ever run into that in my life. I can't think of a single time that somebody had a little screen or anything like that. So I know that there's like the wariness of, well, what if it changes? Well, what if it does change? But right now, this is the situation. This is the market. It works. So don't worry yourself with that. Maximize what's working right now.